Hello and welcome to another update video about the Sandbox. In the last video we talked about how Sand broke that descending channel, that descending broadening wedge, actually a bullish pattern. Yeah, I mean, we only talked about back then about this trend line here that was broken, but in the end you know, it made a channel very similar to Solana, very similar to Ethereum, even though the channels look a little bit different, but they are all in some, or they were all in some sort of a channel. We then talked about the Sandbox hitting already the target area. It did hit it. It made a reversal pattern at W and then started to move towards the resistance line of the channel. Actually did break it, and that is when I made the last video. I said we can probably expect a bit more upside, but I think around $4 the price is going to struggle, and that was based on, I think here, the 4-hour being nearly overbought, the 4-hour RSI, and I think on the 1-hour RSI we were already overbought as well. Not loading it at the moment. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it was nearly overbought, and based on that we talked about here the $4 level being a bit of an issue. So we saw that then happening, so the price couldn't really climb above 4. Yeah, very briefly it came to 4.15, but it couldn't hold it. And it couldn't hold the 20-day moving average. Did break below it, retested, and it came down. So I did say back then as well that I primarily think the correction isn't over yet, but to be honest, the situation that it broke out of this channel is noteworthy. It's noteworthy, and also what's noteworthy is that it already saw its target area. So again, similar to Solana, theoretically it could already have completed its correction, and even with the wave count here, most other cryptos are looking like they're currently doing a wave 4. I think what we're seeing here with the Sandbox, and you know, I could be wrong, it's still very early days, but this could be interpreted in some way in a impulsive, you know, as an impulse. For example, you have here your beginning of a wave 1, 2, then you're moving up here 3, 4, and your wave 5. Okay, so I think all of that is certainly a possibility, and now we need to see. That would mean we're doing an ABC now, and then could move up again from there. And this wave 4 here, for example, it has seen the 0.214 fib level as well at 377. Hasn't quite come to the 0.382 fib level, which would be ideal, but again, it did what it needed to do for a correction. Another possibility is that this was the wave 3 and the 4. No, it came into the wave 1 target area. No, that was not a possibility. So that would need to be 3 and 4. You can understand it as an impulse, definitely. Thing is only, you know, is it playing out or not? It's very early days. Bear in mind that Cardano also did a move up and then came down here a few weeks ago. And at the moment, what I would wait for is a confirmation that we're actually making a higher low here. Yeah, so that we are coming down here. Overall, we made a lower low compared to that one, but looking at this here as an impulse, what you would expect now is here possibly an no, not that. 1 second. An ABC. So you're coming down from. I mean, was that already the A? And is that the B? And is that the C? I don't think so. That's not significant enough. I think we're going to see here a wave A, then possibly see a wave B. At least it's a possibility, yeah. And then a wave C. Now that wave C can come down quite a lot. If we talk about the wave C, the wave, because this here would be a first impulse, yeah. So a wave 1, then you're going to see here a wave 2, and this wave 2 could come down quite a lot, as they typically do the waves 2, because they are still very, very early in an uptrend. You know, there is still a lot of doubt. Is it already the uptrend? Now it's currently hitting here the 0.382 fib level at 356, but if it's a wave 2, you would expect a bit more move down. Yeah, so possibly to 318, maybe here a retest of that resistance line. Yeah, former support, no, former resistance could now be flipped for support. So we already see here a little bit of a reaction to the current fib level. So another reason why the price is currently finding support is if you look at the higher level Fibonacci's here that I have on the chart here, we can see that at 362, you've got the 0.618 Fibonacci level. Now that's pretty much where the price is currently reacting to. Yeah, you can see that here briefly dropped below it, finding a bit of support now. So we'll see if that is holding. But just looking at this smaller section here, we should, I think, see some more downside. But again, this could now be the wave A potentially. Then you're going to see a wave B and the wave C to the downside. Yeah, it's certainly a possibility, given that the Sandbox already could have seen the low. You know, the low could have been in. Primarily, I don't think so because of what Bitcoin's doing, but the Metaverse to a degree is also could be doing its own thing if there is enough hype going on. You know, that's why I always think having a foot in the door in the Metaverse is interesting. And if you missed the buy order that was triggered pretty much here at the low, at around 260, I think it was a bit lower, 258 or something. If you missed that, it's up to you if you want to buy or not. But personally, I think these current levels, even though the Sandbox did go up a little bit, are very attractive for a first investment in the Metaverse, maybe only with a small percentage. So I would definitely do it. If I was not invested yet in the Metaverse, I would probably pick the Sandbox, but because let's be honest, a lot of these Metaverse cryptos probably don't have a bright future. You know, a lot of them are small projects. A lot of them, I don't think they're going to be here in 2 or 3, 4 years time. The Sandbox, again, I don't know if it will be here in 4 to 5 years time, but I would have the most confidence that it will be here. But again, in the gaming niche or Metaverse or play to earn, this stuff is shifting all the time. You know, we had Axie Infinity as being one of the earliest ones that not really the Metaverse, but play to earn. But again, that is losing popularity a little bit. You know, there are so many others that are coming now onto the market. So it's important, especially in this niche, I think, to go with the trend a little bit. It's nothing that I would just buy and hold for 5 to 10 years because things are changing, like they are changing in the gaming industry all the time. If people have played a game or something so many times, it just gets boring. There are a few, like Minecraft, like Roblox, you know, that are continuing to be popular, but even then they will at some point be replaced. But even for that, you know, a game like that, I think the Sandbox has the biggest potential to become one of these, like a very popular game, you know, or Metaverse that will be here in a few years' time as well. Generally, I'm still skeptical which projects will be here long term, but I think in 2022 certainly they should have a really good time, and the Sandbox certainly as well. So therefore, it's looking interesting, especially as the Sandbox did move out of this descending wedge. I mean, it's a possibility certainly to wait here for a retest. If that gets flipped as support, that would be a solid confirmation. At the moment, we are here in a short-term downtrend. Here in this wave A, actually, you know, we are in the correction of this potential impulse. If it is one, you know, overall, what is worth talking about, the price did not make a higher high. Yeah, to really break a structure, that is important. At the moment, what we've done, lower lows, yeah, and in this segment here also higher highs, of course, but compared here to these previous waves, wave tops, especially here the wave 4, for example, we haven't broken that. But then again, it will take a while to break that. Certainly here, this small subwave here at 447, if that gets broken, I think it's getting more likely that we're actually continuing to move up. At the moment, we have only made higher lows, not yet higher highs compared here to this to these more significant waves within the channel. And then you can talk about a broken structure. At the moment, we see here a potential first impulse. It's too early again to confirm that, but a good sign that we could move up from here. Sandbox is currently outperforming Bitcoin again, I think, and we can take a look at that at Sand BTC. And yeah, I think it did. Yeah, it started to outperform Bitcoin again. And also here on the Sand BTC chart, you can see a series of higher lows here and a nice reversal W pattern. So yeah, Sandbox looking better than many other cryptos at the moment. And yeah, as I said, to get the foot in the door, I would probably buy also at these prices now. I already own Sand, therefore I would personally wait until we dip a little bit lower because I already own Sand. But in order not to miss it, in case it just goes to the moon from here, I would want to have a small foot in the door at least. And that's my view on the Sandbox. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.